one of the liaisons that helps out with all the classes. I'm not a liaison specifically for this class. I help all the liaisons. So I wanted to give you a brief overview of Populi again tonight. I know Pastor Andrew went over a little bit last week, but what I wanted to do tonight was go through kind of a live demonstration of where we are on Populi. So with that, and the magic of the mouse, if they're awake back there. Okay, so the first, the URL that you see at the top of the screen up there is how you get to the Populi login. So if you've lost your email that had that on it, or you didn't save it as one of your bookmarks or whatnot, you may want to copy that down. It's newlifeinstitute.populiweb.com. And that's the URL, and that's what brings up the screen where you put in your username and your password. So with that, if she clicks on something, it should bring up that screen. So just click on Home, and it should bring up that screen. All right, so we're going to log in. You put in your login name, which is usually your first initial and your last name, and then the year that you joined Populi. So I joined Populi in 17, and then you put in your password. Your password has to be 10 digits, has to be one cap, one lowercase, and one number. And then it has to be 10 digits long. So then you log in. All right, so my screen's going to look a little bit different than yours, but I just want to get through. So as we go through this, anyone has any questions, please ask so we can get it clear, so we can help. Because any question you may have, I'm sure the others would be helped by your question. Yes? Okay, very good question there. So the rest of you may have that, so it may ask you for a passcode. So if you log in on different computers, so say you have a phone or you have a computer at work that you're logging in on, it's for the protection of you, it's going to ask you for a passcode. It's going to send the passcode to the telephone that you registered under. So when you first put this in, there's a telephone number associated with that. If you don't know what it is, ask either Janet, my wife Janet, or myself, and I can get that for you at the break time. So if you don't know if the phone number may be not one that goes to a cell phone. So like mine, when I log in, it goes right to my cell phone. And then there's a 6-digit code that comes, and then I have to enter that code in, and then it takes me right into Populi. So it will not do that every time, but it'll do it every time you log into a new computer or a new device. So if it's an iPad, new computer, or something like that, if you're at the computer at the library, it'll probably ask you for it every time, because then it's going to ask you, is this a public computer? And you're going to say yes, and then it's not going to save any information on there, because you don't want to save any information on there. So if you're doing it at the library, it should ask you every time. All right, so we went up there. We click on it. You should start at the home page. Once you start at the home page, let's go quickly to me, Janet. Go back up. So let's go to my profile, and I want to show you quickly how to pay. So you go to my profile. There's a beautiful face, huh? Then over on the right-hand side is financial, and that's what you click on. And when you click on that, it'll show, and you can make a payment right over there. So if there's any payment due, you can make it right there, and you can make that with a credit card or with a debit card. If you want to make a cash payment, make it to your liaisons, and then I'll go in and record that payment for you. But if you're going to make it with that, then this is how you do it, to make it with a credit card or debit card. All right, now back to home. Good, that picture's gone. So then when you first go to home, you're not going to see all these classes that I have. You're going to basically just see the Training for Life Level 1 there. So click on that, and that's how you go. That's how you start for this class every time you go in there. And then, so we're on the dashboard. Now, the dashboard is primarily used for the liaisons to get in touch with everybody. It's just, let me give you a brief explanation about this. So anytime someone on the dashboard posts something or puts anything, Everyone in the class gets an email. Every instructor gets an email. Anyone tied to New Life gets an email. So for every one of these any posts that were on here, I got an email telling me that someone posted it, no matter where I am. I was up seeing my daughter in Salt Lake City, and I was getting all these things about this. So you may want to, be careful on posting on the dashboard and leave that up for the liaisons. If you want to send something to the liaisons, you can always send it directly to them and not post on the dashboard for everybody to see. But if you want everybody to see, you're welcome to do that. But that's the dashboard. It's primarily used for the liaisons. So now let's go to lessons. That's primarily where you will be every time you go in here. You'll always click on lessons. From lessons, well, let's go into week 1 salvation, and we can look at the discussion for what everybody did. There's the class lecture. So if you want to see the class lecture from last week, well, there, look, some of you are on there. Oh, you can look at yourselves. Okay, so down below is where those who did the memory verse discussion, click on that, Janet, please. All right, so the discussion's closed right now. Go back up to the top. She's pretty quick. So the discussion's closed. So it closed over here April 29th. That's Sunday at midnight, 11:59 when it closed. The discussion question was posted by Pastor Andrew, and then everyone else put their information on that. So this is where, when you're going to get graded, this is how you're going to get graded. If you post on the dashboard, it will be no credit for you. But here's where you get your credit from that. All right, go back to lessons. Once again, to maneuver around, always go back to lessons. So now go into week 2. That was quick. She's going to go show memory verses, see who all did that. Don't do that. Preview. All right, so there's where you put your memory verse in. I told her not to do that because I can see everybody's stuff. It's probably not wise for everybody to see that. So back on lessons. So week 2, let's see what's up for week 2. So the class lecture is not posted yet because it hasn't occurred. The discussion question for tonight, Pastor Andrew has put that up. So there's the question: what's one thing learned from the Bible from tonight's class? And who you share it with this week. So when you post on that, that's how you're going to get credit. Then as you add comments to that, you also get credits on that. So then go back up to discussion, or to lessons, week 2, and then you can go back down to the memory verse. And then you can, once you study your memory verse, you can go put that in and you get your 10 points for the memory verse. All right, that's all I wanted to show you tonight. I want to give you a quick overview. Always go back to lessons. Yes, question? The question was, there's an app like on Apple, and I think there may even be one for the Droids. It's best if you don't use the app. The app does not have all of the information that you'll see up here. So if you use the app, you're probably going to have problems saying, I can't see this, I can't see that. So if you could use your phone, which I have, go in through a browser, go in through that URL, New Life. I don't even remember what it was. I know it's popuplyweb.com. So going through that URL to get to it, put a bookmark so you can always get back to it. Well, it's up there. It's newlifeinstitute.popuplyweb.com is the URL for it. Any other questions? All right, so my wife is Jen. I don't know if you've seen her. She's the one in the bright blue tonight. So at break, if you have any questions after the class, before next class, any questions you have, we really encourage you to ask us so we can get you going on Populi. The more you learn Populi, it's going to be so easy for you. It's a very easy, very powerful program, but it's extremely user friendly. That's the one good thing about it. Remember to always go back to lessons to do your thing.